The vote to remove the Robert E. Lee Monument from an Oaklawn park was contentious. Now a national organization weighs in on the discussion with radio ads attacking one city council member. Let's go to Fox 4's Lori Brown at Dallas City Hall.
Clarice, what ultimately happens to the Robert E. Lee Monument that is now in storage is still far from over, and that is the subject of a meeting underway here at City Hall right now. But a national organization has already set its sights on taking down one of the 13 city council members that voted in favor of its removal.
And while Mayor Mike Rawlings is getting most of the blame, the name you all should remember is Jennifer Staubach Gates.
Listeners of AM radio can't miss the ads. This is the YouTube version.
Jennifer Staubach Gates. Her alt-left rhetoric is right out of Black Lives Matter and Antifa.
The ad is paid for by a group called Conservative Response Team, run by Rick Shafton. He told me over the phone the ad specifically targets Gates for her criticism of Confederate monuments.
I guess it's kind of the reality of politics. After I did my homework, I felt that the Robert E. Lee needed to come down in Dallas. It was the right thing to do. I'm glad my council members and I did that. But I was one of 13 votes. So the attacks on me. I mean, I'm not sure why. They've decided to, attack me personally.
Meanwhile, a newly formed group called Citizens Matter is listing the statue removal as a reason to vote against the $1 billion bond going before Dallas voters next month.
Dallas has been a horrible steward of the money that they've already been given through taxes and through bad bonds in the past. They've spent money on removing statues.
Political consultant Brian Mays did not agree with the removal of the Lee statue. A poll he conducted for Dallas business leaders found the majority of residents share his opinion, but he also doesn't think that will cause voters to reject the bond.
There is some frustration with the way the statue issue was handled. There was no transparency by the city. But we're now talking about a bond referendum on a completely different issue. It's helping our police do a better job. It's protecting our police officers. It's paving our streets, and that is an issue that voters really need. That they support, and they will support at the voting booth.
Tonight, the public art community is set to make recommendations on what should ultimately happen to the Lee Monument, as well as the Confederate monument still standing at Pioneer Park and Confederate symbols that are on display at Fair Park. Then the Cultural Affairs Committee will consider those recommendations at its meeting Thursday at 4:30.